All right, well, it's the Beatles now, bugging out. They're getting animated, some stuff never before seen. Here to show us the singing sensations in a whole new light is Mitch Axelrod, who's author of Beatletoons, a new book out about the Beatles. Now, you have a videotape.
Yeah.
I didn't even remember that the Beatles did a cartoon strip.
Many people don't.
Yeah, but there's a videotape of them kind of behind the scenes and kind of catches them off guard.
Yeah, the Beatles, it's the first time ever seen before on TV. The Beatles are coming into the animation studio to see the cartoons for the first time. And there they come. They're all coming in. It's TVC in London. This was the same day they saw the premiere of their second movie, Help, and they were rehearsing for a live show. That's the animated versions of the Beatles. So they were completely tired, and George right here is getting filmed, and he gets a little mad at the guy filming because he thought he had a day off, and a little ticked off.
Well, and now you've written a book about a series from 35 years ago. There are a lot of Beatle books out there. What makes this one different? It's
the first book about the cartoons, and that's the best thing about it. The Beatle cartoons have never ever before been covered, so it's a part of history of the Beatles, at least, that people want to see, people want to read about, and even the Beatles have ignored it. So that's why this book was something to write about.
And ignored it is one thing. They weren't very happy about the whole cartoon business at all, were they?
Not at all. No, the Beatles really didn't like the cartoons at all because the voice characterizations were terrible. And it was decided early on by the creator, Al Brodex, who is the creative genius behind the cartoons, that they should use an Americanized version of Liverpool. He really thought the American kids wouldn't understand a heavy English accent, let alone a Liverpool accent, which I can understand. So he used an American actor to do John and George, Paul Frees, who did everything in the world you can think of animation-wise, Boris Badenov, Dudley Do-Right, all the Christmas specials he did that we know and love. So the Beatles were not too happy with the voice characterizations.
This must have been a fun book to do research for. Where'd you start? I mean, after all, we're talking 35 years ago.
It was a tough one to do, only because I knew I wanted to tell a story. I didn't know if there were people around to do it, to tell it, because I didn't want to do a second-hand job. I wanted to do it right from the horse's mouth, so to speak. So I looked at the Beatle cartoons, and I gathered all the names at the credits. And then what I did was I went back and looked at today's cartoons, figuring maybe someone is still in the business. And I found quite a few people.
How long did these cartoons run?
It ran from September of 1965 until April of '69, and then again in syndication for many years, and then again on MTV and the Disney Channel. You know,
when you write a book like this, you're picking your target audience and trying to figure out how much of a market there is for this. I'm quite frankly surprised to hear that there are enough people who remember and were interested in to get a book together.
Well, the story is that Yellow Submarine just came out and was re-released, and that did phenomenally. And it was the same studio that did the cartoons. And again, everybody, since the Beatles don't even acknowledge the cartoons, everybody really wanted to hear more about the cartoons because it's sort of like a sore point with them, so lost in the history of the Beatles.
Did you get any good nuggets on them?
Yeah, you know, got a couple of good things. Got a nice story about John at the premiere party not wanting to be a Beatle and hiding under the buffet table with a glass of wine.
Mitch Axelrod, thanks very much.
Well, thank you very much.
There's a website where you can look all this stuff up. I believe it's
Beatletoons.com.
Beatletoons.com. So
yeah.
Mitch Axelrod. There we go. On the tunes, it's actually Beatletoons, plural.com.
Yes, it is.
Mitch Axelrod, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.